Did you know that 97% of New Mexico's ranches are family-owned, multi-generational outfits, keeping our rural communities vital while contributing significantly to our state's economy? Representing our ranchers is the New Mexico Beef Council, a self-sustaining statewide organization of ranchers dedicated to education, nutritional research, culinary development, and industry safety. In May 2010, the New Mexico Beef Council sponsored Ranching on Route 66, its biannual Gate to Plate tour, bringing a busload of media folks, elected officials, educators, and other opinion leaders to the Clovis Livestock Auction, Ragin Dairy, Caprock Wind Ranch, T4 Cattle Company, New Mexico State University Agricultural Experiment Station and Bull Test Center, Tucumcari Feed Yards, Conchas Dam, and the historic Bell Ranch for a two-day intensive close-up immersion in the ways energy, land, and water issues affect our local beef industry. Here we are at the Bell Ranch, enjoying some history as well as some authentic Dutch oven cooking.
My mother passed away in 1934, and I had two younger brothers. One of them was 2 years old, and then an infant brother. And so my home ranch was about 60 miles from the Bell Ranch headquarters. It was on my dad's family ranch. And so my dad brought me over here to the Bell, I guess probably because I was the only one that could ride a horse. I'd been riding a horse since I could remember. And they brought me over here, and it was the Bell wagon crew that took care of me for a couple of years until I had to go back to the home ranch and be homeschooled. But I rode with the crew full time from the time I was 4 years old until I was about 6. There was about 22 hands on the wagon crew. And then they had a cook and a hoodlum wagon driver. But we slept out with the wagon and things like that. Oh, they were great. I think I was sort of their little mascot or something. No, they didn't. They were all of them, most of them single guys, young guys, and they were just great to me. And they taught me how to read. The Bell and the Tecasquite and the CS Ranch and the Phillips Ranch, Wade Phillips Place, they all would provide horses for the polo teams. The finest polo ponies that ever played in America were raised on the high plateaus of northeastern New Mexico. I'd been out all day and I was cold as I could be, but I came in and Captain Mossman said, you need to warm up. And with that, he wanted me to take a sip of his drink. With that, Louis Stoddard pounded on this table here. He said, by God, he said, you're going to destroy that child if you feed her any of that rot gut from the South. You need to feed her some good scotch. Here, it was the largest photo of one group of cattle that was taken at that time. The cowboys all ate over at the bunkhouse, in the cookhouse there. These horses it would take two cowboys up the front hold down from May until it got so dead burn cold in November that we got the last calf weaned. The only telephone was in this room right here, and the telephone operator was in Tucumcari, and everybody on the ranch could hear you when you got on the telephone. You couldn't have any private conversation whatsoever because you had to shout into the telephone. I always remember that. I was very
There's a couple of nice little restaurants down
So this year, or they had just a small bird, Comanches in Oklahoma. And they took them up there on the train. This is the old commissary, the old store, that also worked as a post office too. The 5 camps, each guy takes care of 30 to 50,000 acres. It depends on the camp, where it's at.
And when you say
The cattle, the fences, the water and everything, they're in charge of all that.
Are they divided with fences?
Yeah,
Oh,
the whole range.
just like
Yeah.
the-
Hats are hats that belong to different managers from 1899 until 2006.
He would come at 4 o'clock every morning and lay a fire in every bedroom and he would slip in and you really wouldn't notice him because there was no heat. There was no central heat, at all. So when you woke up, there'd be a nice crackling fire there and you could get dressed in front of the fire.
No, this letter in the envelope, gone.
Well, I don't see it here.
Back to the
Oh,
wall,
right.
found it. And he'll just put it up there and never opened it or nothing. Sugar credits and processed foods, coffee, meat. He thinks that Buster was kicked in the face by a horse over at China Canyon.
These scrolls here, we have them hardly